When we think of NASCAR drivers, generally we think of names like Richard Petty, Dale Earnhardt Sr., Jeff Gordon, Jimmy Johnson, Tony Stewart, and maybe a few more sprinkled in there. This series, however, is dedicated to shining the light on the careers of some of the guys that raced alongside the greatest to ever do it. These guys had great careers too, and I don't hear their names that much anymore, and they're definitely guys that I don't want to see forgotten with time. So today, the driver that I don't want you to forget about is Bobby Labonte. Bobby Labonte raced in the NASCAR Cup Series for 25 years and competed in 729 races. His first race was at Dover in 1991, and his last race was at Talladega in 2016. In 1990, Bobby Labonte started racing in NASCAR's Busch Series, and in 1991, he would actually go on to win the Busch Series championship. What's cool about this, though, is he raced for himself. He owned the team. It's called Bobby Labonte Racing. In 1993, Bobby Labonte got his first full-time Cup ride, driving for Bill Davis Racing in the 22 car. He actually would wind up finishing runner-up in the Rookie of the Year standings to none other than Jeff Gordon. At the end of the 1994 season, Bobby Labonte would move over to Joe Gibbs Racing, taking over for Dale Jarrett in the number 18 car, which is the one that we all know him from, and that famous green Interstate batteries. Could have been a Chevrolet, it could have been a Pontiac, but either way, we all knew it was Bobby Labonte. 1995 was also the year that Bobby Labonte got his first win at the Coca-Cola 600 that year. Throughout the 90s, Bobby Labonte was very solid, finishing well in the points and then winning a bunch of races throughout the 90s. One in particular race that he won, though, I want to point out 1996 at Atlanta Motor Speedway. He won the race, and his brother Terry was crowned champion that same night, which is just awesome, and it has never been done in NASCAR since. In 2000, Bobby Labonte would finally break through and win his first and only championship in dominating fashion. His average finish that year was 7.4. He won 4 races, and he actually beat Dale Earnhardt for his first and only title. After his championship in 2000, from '01 to '05, Bobby would win 4 races total between those years, and he would also wind up leaving Joe Gibbs Racing after the 2005 season. From 2006 to 2016, Bobby would race for a handful of teams, such as Richard Petty Motorsports, JTG Darty Racing, and a handful of others. He wouldn't win a race, but at least in my opinion, for the equipment that he was in, he was competitive for what he was driving. Did a very good job at getting the most out of the cars during that time span. Over the course of his career, Bobby Labonte actually won 21 races in the Cup Series, 10 in Busch, and I think one Truck Series win in the mid 2000s at some point. And like I said, too, he won a Cup Series championship, a Busch Series championship, and got elected into the Hall of Fame in 2020. To cap it all off, in 2023, he actually got named in the top 75 greatest NASCAR drivers. Overall, Bobby Labonte was a great race car driver, winning championships, races. He was very popular, too, throughout the 90s and the 2000s, and he had one of the better looking cars on the racetrack throughout this entire time period. This is all why I don't want you to forget about Bobby Labonte.